Housing TV Africa, your first in housing development broadcasting.
Hello and welcome to Housing TV News at the top of the hour, coming to you from our studios in the nation's capital, Abuja. I'm Flora Ani, at Top Stories. Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, aims for Guinness World Record. Benue State Governor to enhance educational services for internally displaced persons. President Bola Tinubu flags off reconstruction of Abuja-Kaduna Road project. From the foreign scene, European banks fund Ukraine's housing recovery efforts. Now the news in detail. Children at the mega internally displaced persons camp Mbayugu Makodi local government area have been assured that it will be done to enhance their education while preparing to return them to their ancestral homes. Governor Hyacinth Alia gave the assurance during the cycle social puzzle organized by K2U in partnership with Nigerian Immigration Service, IAM, for the children at the camp. The governor, who was represented by the secretary to the state government, Sarah Abe, said she was highly impressed by the brilliance displayed by the children and thanked IAM, Nigerian Immigration Service, Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, and K2U Puzzle for the initiative. The SSG, who was represented by her media aide, James Azande, called for extension of the event to other camps in the states.
His Excellency deeply appreciate this concept. K2U puzzle is actually, a concept that is going to help our children. That's where you understand that education is much more than a classroom experience. Here is just one aspect of trying to make sure that, their IQ is broadened for them to understand and fix situations in life. And this is a very welcome development. And His Excellency has asked me to re-emphasize the fact that this stay in camp is not going to be permanent at all.
Assistant Controller General in charge of Zone H, Anne, has told Father Alia and other organizations involved for making life better for the people in the camp, including the children. Adesokan said engaging the children early through enlightenment will help to reduce illegal migration through the trafficking of dubious persons that might deceive them for a greener pasture elsewhere.
Reaffirm our commitment to the welfare and development of internally displaced persons in this community in Benue. We are tasked with national security and regulation of control. We understand that the best way to secure future is to prevent crises before they happen. Therefore, engaging displaced children early through policies and activities like this help to risk and mitigate the risk of the future instability, including irregular migration, child trafficking, smuggling of migrants, or involvement in criminal networks. So today, when we strengthen the young minds,
Commissioners of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Andowa Sekunde, and Commissioner for Education and Knowledge Management, Dr. Frederick Ikian, all commended the organizers of the event and expressed satisfaction with the performance of the children at the camp.
We go a long way helping our children instead of doing wrong play. We engage in meaningful and useful players that they will be playing.
The children who were born here on camp, they do not have any connection with the outside world outside of the camp. Yet their intellectual capacity, is evident. It's an encouragement to us managers of education to sustain our efforts until these ones also achieve.
The Lawyers for Civil Liberties, also known as Lazivle, has raised alarm over what they describe as urgent and troubling developments in the Imo State judiciary. At the heart of their concern is the recent appointment of an acting chief judge, a move they argued undermines constitutional provisions and judicial hierarchy. The national coordinator of La Civile, Opotola Victor, is calling on the National Judicial Council to make immediate action to address a clear deviation from due process. Victor said, according to Section 271, Subsection 4 of the Nigerian judge should respect the established hierarchy within the judiciary. However, in this case, the appointed judge is reportedly fourth in ranking, a direct violation of tradition and the guidelines for the National Judicial Council.
We have written a petition to the Nigerian Judicial Commission, through the office of the chairman of the Nigerian Judicial Council, urging the council to do the right thing, urging the council to investigate this matter, to look into this matter, urging the council to make sure that they understand that the provisions of Section 271 in regards to the appointment of the chief judge of the state or acting chief judge of the state is not a cosmetic provision. It is a very important provision that ensures fairness, accountability, and opposes the tradition of judicial hierarchy.
Opatola further urged the National Judicial Council to send a clean directive to governors across the federation, promoting fairness and accountability in the selection of chief judges, urging Imo State government to adhere to the Constitution, stressing that judicial hierarchy is not a political playground.
The provisions of Section 271 sub 4 stipulate very clearly, and it states that the governor of a state, when the seat of the chief judge is vacant, can only appoint the next in line, which means that he can only appoint the next in hierarchy. The person that was appointed is actually the fourth in line, that is the fourth most senior, which is actually against the provisions of the Constitution, is against the traditions of the judiciary.
Also speaking, members of the Lawyers for Civil Liberties, Peter Ajadobi and Justus Edim, lent their voices in support, emphasizing the critical need for judicial appointment to reflect merit and establish procedure, not political maneuvering.
So we are calling on NJC to use this opportunity to make a statement to all politicians that the provisions of Section 271 sub 4 of the 1999 Constitution is not subject to any political whims and caprice, like my colleague said, that it must be followed stricto sensu. And we are also saying that at this point, there should be consequences for juniors that present themselves to act where their seniors are supposed to be.
The Imo State government seek to repair a wrong. And in repairing a wrong, you cannot use another wrong to repair the wrong you seek to repair. The essence why the Chief Justice of Imo State seeks to be replaced now is because the former Chief Justice is said to have falsified his certificates. Its age, rather. And then we have laws that regulate the way we do things. And these are clearly outlined in our ground norm, being the Constitution. So if the Imo State government wants to really repair the wrong that has been done, let it follow the right channel.
As the debate over the Imo State judiciary intensifies, the call from La Civile asks to growing pressure on judicial authorities to safeguard the independence of the bench and uphold the tenets of justice. It was a moment of reflection and celebration as dignitaries from across the nation gathered for the first-year memorial lecture in honor of the late Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu, highlighting his lasting impact on science, technology, and national unity. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, represented by the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, praised him as a revolutionary in science and technology, committed to justice and national unity, urging Nigerians to embrace innovation for prosperity.
He was a man looking for the next generation to take over the baton. He was a man searching for men to walk in his shoes, and he was busy identifying and encouraging them. He left legacies of selflessness, humility, decency, patriotism, professional excellence, accountability, Please let me take the opportunity to appeal to Nigerians to eschew politics with bitterness. Do away with primordial sentiments that divide us as a people. Resist corrupt tendencies and promote peace and unity, justice and fairness.
Tributes described Dr. Onu as a visionary, patriot, and dedicated leader. As Minister of Science and Technology, Dr. Onu advanced innovation, creating over 900,000 jobs and saving Nigeria over $1 million in 2018 alone through local raw material production.
Many of us, or what we are enjoying today, is part of what he has done during his time. We will always celebrate him. He contributed immensely. He was a father, a leader par excellence, a man with fewer words, but full of creative innovation. So we didn't come here to mourn. We come here to say thank you for all your contributions.
Ugo got to 70 and God called him to a peaceful place. To remove him from bad men, bad things, bad politics. So we are going to join the Lord. And we only have to pray for him so that the Almighty God will grant his soul eternal rest.
In an emotional tribute, Dr. Chinyere Okpara Onu, his wife, expressed gratitude for the honor, affirming his unwavering love for Nigeria and tireless work for its progress.
This Raw Materials Development Council was also a part of his initiation. When he came back from Nigeria, he decided to form Raw Materials Society of Nigeria, and he sold the idea to the president, who is President Babangida then. That's when this council was started, and he was one of the pioneer members of the council. So, you know, the question he asked at the primaries would tell you his unfinished business, so I can't say it. He loved this country so much.
The Nigerian Union of Journalists in Abuja is calling on politicians, business leaders, and public to support a historic event aimed at breaking the Guinness World Record for the longest interview marathon. The event, which is set to take place from April 17 to 20, 2025 at the Harrow Park Golf Club in Abuja, will feature a 72-hour non-stop interview. Comrade Grace Ike, chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, while addressing the press, explained that this marathon is not just about endurance. It's a platform to raise global awareness for press freedom and address the challenges journalists face daily. She highlighted the importance of continuing the fight against censorship, ensuring journalists' welfare, and adapting to the digital age with proper training and ethical reporting.
For 72 hours, our member will engage in meaningful conversations with thought leaders, policy influencers, and the public. So topics will range from governance and human rights to climate change, education, issues that cut across borders and unify our shared humanity. So let this also serve as a moment of introspection and growth for the media. We must work hard to earn trust, listen to diverse voices, and tell stories that inspire change.
Comrade Livinus Chibike Victor, the CEO of Arabella Star magazine, is a journalist attempting the Guinness World Record. He says the marathon titled Nigeria Our Strength aims to celebrate press freedom and show the vital role of journalism in building democratic societies.
The record attempt aims to highlight the enduring impact of journalism in a democratic society. This initiative seeks to draw attention to the essential need for a free, ethical, and fearless press. Democracy is impossible without an informed public, and journalists are the ones who make that possible. The attempt is not just about setting a world record. It's about celebrating the truth, integrity, and the powerful role journalism plays in building and sustaining open society.
The countdown to the world record attempt is on, with hopes high that it will shine a light on the crucial role of the media in shaping a democratic and free society. In a bid to forestall peace and order in Bayelsa State ahead of the proposed pro-Wike mega rally and inauguration of a political group called New Associate, the convener and the South-South Zonal Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Barrister George Turner, has postponed the event from 12 to 26 of April 2025 to avoid imminent clash. While addressing a press conference at his Yenagoa residence, George Turner said the life of every citizen in Nigeria is important to him, and as such will not put them at risk, especially for the fact that pro-Doye, Diri, and pro-Amino Tamboa groups, respectively, will be holding a similar rally at the same venue, same time, and the same date. According to him, the intervention of the notable Nigerians from far and wide may have informed this decision. He remained focused and dedicated to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Renewed Hope initiative.
As such, we will now hold our inauguration and mega rally on Saturday, the 26th of April 2025 in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. Every single life, whether an German or any other Nigerian, is precious and of utmost importance to us.
Although a motion for the notice of an interlocutory injunction restraining Barrister George Turner from holding the said mega rally was given by the Bayelsa State High Court, Turner noted that he and his group are yet to be served any notice.
I am not aware of any pending court case in any court relating to New Associate as at today, as at this moment. I have not been served. If they say I am a defendant, I have not been served. If they say the New Associate is a defendant for which we are representing, we have not been served. If there is a proof of any such service,
the South-South Zonal Secretary further expressed disappointment over the situation in the PDP, where subordinates will have the power to suspend superiors.
No court can suspend, a member of a party. Since those in authority are the ones that activated a court to say that a state working committee or a lower organ can suspend higher authorities in the party, it is now we will rest on that order to be no one who hire people to suspend as we move on. So let it become the law.
Delta State Governor Right Honorable Sharif Oborawori has been honored with the prestigious Vanguard Newspaper's Governor of the Year 2024 award in recognition of his outstanding commitment to good governance, impactful leadership, and transformative initiatives across the state. The award, presented at the 13th Annual Vanguard Personality of the Year Award ceremony in Lagos, celebrates public officials who have demonstrated excellence in public service, infrastructural development, economic transformation, and people-centered leadership. Governor Oborawori earned the accolade for his commitment to transparency, inclusive governance, and the rapid execution of strategic developmental projects under his MORE agenda, an acronym for Meaningful Development, Opportunities for All, Realistic Reforms, and Enhanced Peace and Security. Receiving the award, the governor expressed gratitude to the people of Delta State for their continued support and reaffirmed his administration's dedication to delivering more dividends of democracy.
Very much. Please clear the stage.
The Good Governance Award tonight.
A technocrat-centered, cultured, opinionated.
Light in governance. Professor Chukwuma Soludo, thank you.
To Chief Olusegun Oshoba, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We still have a few more.
Not yet. We still have a few more.
It beats, it lives, it is the big heart. It is where good governance thrives. Your Excellencies, after the citation, we will welcome a very distinguished gentleman, a man of excellence, a man who I've seen from close quarters, who carries a smile and loves his people, a technocrat, a dogged worker. And tonight, he comes under the searchlights. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, from the Big Heart, welcome His Excellency, Sheriff.
1,300 kilometers and improved drainage systems while empowering over 50,000 youths and supporting 5,000 traders with grants. He also prioritized education by recruiting over 3,000 staff and renovating schools. Oborevori holds a BSc in Political Science from Ambrose Ali University and an MSc from Delta State University. He was recently honored with a Doctor of Science degree in Public Policy and Strategy from Novena University for his contributions to governance and development. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Honorable Sheriff Oborevori.
Congratulations to the Executive Governor of Delta State, His Excellency Sheriff Oborevori Ukodo.
The Big Heart himself, His Excellency Sheriff Oborevori, Executive Governor of Delta State.
Indeed, we celebrate and honor the Governor of Delta State, His Excellency Governor Sheriff Oborevori. Congratulations to the Governor with the big heart, the Governor of the people with the big heart. Congratulations, His Excellency Governor.
On stage again to share the Kodak moment, His Imperial Majesty, Oni of Ife, or Jaja II.
Congratulations to the good people of Delta State.
The people of Benue State expressed satisfaction with the efforts of Governor Hyacinth Alaya in tackling insecurity in Gwe West local government and the state in general. They thanked the governor for visiting the area.
The sitting vehemently condemned the unabated activities of marauding herdsmen who wittingly attacked, murder, rape, and maim our people, destroying houses, farms, and laying siege on all communities cutting across 15 council wards, and appealed to the government to continue to support the people with the aim of sending away these enemies. The sitting acknowledged security agents for their efforts in handling the security challenges bedeviling the people of Gwe West and urged them to double their efforts in combating insecurity in the land.
Speaking at the sidelines of the meeting, the Commissioner for Education and Knowledge Management, Dr. Frederick Ikian, described the efforts of the community as commendable, assuring that Governor Aliyah-led administration will continue to support their aspirants for the peace and development of the area.
These attacks have continued for quite a long time. The people of Toshinland have always looked forward to an intervention that will come from government, which is external. But today, the entire people of Toshin have gathered together to evolve a local solution that arises from within them. It is no longer an expectation from an outside person. So this is a remarkable one. The government will therefore give blessing and will also give support to this new aspiration, this new solution that is local, this new solution that involves the people themselves, rather than wait for external help.
We have seen that the government has taken the phase of the non-kinetic approach, and that is what we want, and we are following them suit. And the TDA's participation is to ensure that we liaise with the government to understand the measures to which they are taking to combat this situation, because food security is our problem and there's hunger in the land. So as fast as we can, because the rains are here, and we are hoping that all the native of Choshin will go back to their respective farm by the grace of God, which is the essence of the meeting today. The way forward is unity. We have agreed unanimously to come together and work as a team, and I think together we can conquer.
Angry youth of the local government recently set ablaze the local government secretariat and the houses of prominent sons of the local government for their alleged silence over the prolonged killings in the area. The Adamawa State Police Command has on the 13th of April arrested a herbalist identified as Murtala Musa over the death and mutilation of an 11-year-old boy in Kudumun village, Demsa local government area. The incident was reported to the police in Damsa on the 13th of April 2025 by the village head of Kudumun and one Fancy Alifat, the mother of the victim. She reported that her son, Yagapwa David, aged 11, was taken to the said herbalist for treatment but unfortunately died while in his custody. According to her, arrangements were made to convey the body home, during which time the corpse was left in the herbalist's room. Shockingly, upon her return, she discovered that her son's left eye had been removed. Upon receipt of the report, police operatives swiftly visited the scene and arrested the suspect. The Commissioner of Police at Adamawa State Command, CP Dangobo Morris, assures members of the public that the command will leave no stone unturned in ensuring justice is served. The suspect remains in custody as the State Criminal Investigation Department has been detailed to conduct a discreet investigation. We'll take a pause here. News stories from the build sector are up next. Stay with us.
Get credible and authentic housing news at your fingertips by downloading the Housing TV mobile app. You can also join the African International Housing Show live from across the globe through the Housing TV mobile app. The mobile app features live streaming and trending housing news. You can locate the AIHS venue via the app, network with AIHS seasoned speakers, and live chat with exhibitors. You can also order house or building materials at AIHS via this app. Download the Housing TV mobile app now from the App Store and Google Play Store. And don't forget to click on the notification button. Available for both iOS and Android users. Housing TV is also on Star Times, channel 149 decoder.
Welcome back. Glad to have you join us on Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Now to the build sector. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has flagged off the reconstruction of the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano Federal Highway, a critical role vital to the socio-economic life of northern Nigeria. Former President Muhammadu Buhari's administration awarded the Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Road project to Julius Berger. Still work stopped as the present administration revoked the project and awarded it to another contractor. Speaking at the event on behalf of the president, Governor Uba Sani described the road as a major artery linking the Federal Capital Territory to over 12 states across the North Central, Northwest, and Northeast geopolitical zones. However, some sections of the road were completed.
The reconstruction of the Abuja-Kaduna-Zaria-Kano dual carriageway is one of these huge legacy projects that the President is bequeathing to us in this part of our great country. It connects the Federal Capital Territory to about 12 states in the North Central, Northwest, and Northeast zones. It serves as a vital link for travelers moving between the southern and northern parts of Nigeria.
Governor Obasani praised President Tinubu's vision, saying the project will boost the economy and ease the lives of millions who rely on this route daily for business and travel.
Apart from lack of funding, was also the problem of insecurity. Today, by the grace of God, you can travel from Abuja to Kaduna to Kano with your eyes closed by the grace of God. Now the security issue has been addressed. Our people travel without any problem. And thanks again to our able President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
We are also flagging off the Section 2, 82 kilometer by 2, 164 kilometer, a total cost of 525 billion. Senator Sani, you see, you're a very smart governor. I know the president has you in his heart. It shall be well, because this route will be completed in 14 months. God bless you and thank you very much.
The Commissioner for Housing in Lagos State, Honorable Monroof Akindoru Fatai, has encouraged estate agents and similar bodies to come out strongly against quacks who encourage property owners to increase rent arbitrarily and creates fee unknown to the real estate transaction law of Lagos State. The state government has equally charged professionals and trade groups in the real estate sector to be sensitive to public outcry over incessant and worrisome rent increment, as well as unnecessary fees as currently charged in defiance of the provision of the real estate law of Lagos State. The Commissioner further reiterated commitment to the implementation of a monthly, quarterly, and yearly rent of not more than a year's payment and has been engaging all relevant stakeholders for the smooth take-off of the system for the benefit of rent seekers. The chairman of the Council of Registered Builders of Nigeria, Samson Opaoluwa, has decried policy gaps, skill gaps, and lack of standardization in the facility management sector. Delivering the keynote address titled Facilities Management, Breaking Barriers, Empowering Equality, A Journey Towards Professional Practice Excellence, at the investiture ceremony of Akpatre Andor as the second national chairman of the Nigerian Institution of Builders in the Facilities Management. Opaoluwa emphasized that facility management remained underappreciated and often misunderstood, despite its strategic importance in national development. Highlighting the current gaps in the industry, he described facility management in Nigeria as still being in its fancy stage, hampered by a lack of skilled professionals, limited awareness and resistance to technological change, and inadequate policy support. From the foreign scene, the Council of Europe Development Bank will provide 50 million euros to Ukraine to fund a preferential mortgage program for families of internally displaced persons. Those funds will enable approximately 1,100 displaced families to access affordable housing by 2025 through low-interest long-term loans. However, Ukraine will receive 200 million euros from the European Investment Bank to rebuild war-damaged infrastructure with 100 million euros for water and sewage systems and another 100 million euros for heating, housing, and social facilities. Buying or renting a home has become unaffordable for the average Australian, driven by a perfect storm of astronomical house prices, relentless rental increases, and a lack of social housing. With less than a month until the federal elections, housing remains among the top issues for voters, and the country's two major parties, the Labour Party and the Liberal National Coalition, have both pledged to tackle the crisis in a range of ways. Australians are already struggling under cost of living pressures and bracing for the effect of Donald Trump's global tariff war, and it remains to be seen whether either party will sway voters with their promise of restoring the Australian dream. That's the most you can take on Housing TV News at the top of the hour. Before we go, a quick recap of our top stories. Nigerian Union of Journalists, NUJ, aims for Guinness World Record. Benue State Governor to enhance educational services for internally displaced persons. President Bola Tinubu flags off reconstruction of Abuja Kaduna Road project. From the foreign scene, European banks fund Ukraine's housing recovery efforts. For more news in the housing sector, subscribe to Housing TV Africa on YouTube and follow Housing TV on all social media platforms. Download the Housing TV Africa mobile app on Google Play Store and App Store to stay connected. I'm Flora Ani. Bye for now.